What's a hard pill to swallow that you want to tell your significant other but would never dare to? That her 5 closest friends are toxic people who completely rely on her for emotional support and look to her to provide a confidence boost about their looks and social status, but never would provide the same support for her. Basically, my girlfriend has really successful but crappy friends who don't reciprocate any of the friendship. Boo-hoo. Those are the types of people who only bring people down. You don't have a monopoly on being stressed or tired. Just because your job is objectively more stressful and tiring than mine doesn't mean you get to crap on me for yawning or dragging a little bit after a long day at work. The sunflower pictures you bought me for my birthday are the generic sunflower Windows desktop screensaver, and it's an ugly eyesore in the living room. Stop buying me what you want for my birthday. No, I don't want another family photo for my birthday. If you want another family photo, then book it and we will go. Don't justify the cost by saying it's for me. Ex-husband always got me what he thought I should have, not what I wanted. This included a men's polo shirt with a hole in it. I am a woman. A modern style jewelry box that was not at all my style. A stereo with surround sound that I wasn't allowed to touch, and other things I can't remember now. Your negativity is killing my spirit. You weren't like this when we got together, but after 13 years I can clearly see that it's your default, and after having known your family I can see why. Please just take some criticism and don't hate me for the rest of the day when you tell me all the criticism you want and I don't say a word back. I got somewhat lucky. I tell them criticism and they lash out in the moment for 5 minutes, but then they completely act fine the rest of the day and change their behavior. They just never admit that they were in the wrong or that I'm right in the heat of the argument, and they never acknowledge it later either, but they always change what I ask. So, good enough for me, haha. You've changed your major like 4 times now. We are starting to spend a lot of money. I can't keep being your therapist and your caregiver. It is so hard to pretend to be completely fine all the time so I can be there for you. I'm so tired. These last few months have been the worst for me in a very long time, and I can't even talk to you about it because I feel guilty about it. And I miss you too. I'm sorry that I can be so distant in the evenings. I'm just so wrapped up in worrying about my parents' health and hating every fiber of myself that it's occasionally tough for me to take a step back and just communicate. I also don't want to tell you about my suicidal thoughts because I don't want you to worry even more, or worse, feel obligated to stay with me because you fear I'd end it if you left. Please get help. You'll inadvertently push away the person who loves you if you don't. You deserve to speak your truth. You deserve love and care. You deserve to be heard. Speak up and get help. That even though I said in sickness and in health and I meant it, I get physically and emotionally tired of being your caretaker and having to be responsible for everything all the time. I wish I could go back to just being your partner, equal partner, like it used to be. And I get so sick of your little martyr act in public that has everyone thinking you're someone who suffers so bravely when you're all demanding, whiny butthole in private, especially considering your health problems are the result of a lifetime of your own poor choices and you refuse to do half the stuff the doctor wants you to do to improve your health. You're going to die of a stroke or a heart attack within the next 10 years if you don't start eating healthier and exercising now. This is just good advice for anyone in my generation. You really should wear deodorant. I don't care that it makes your armpits feel weird. The only one who can't smell you is you. Not everyone gets to pick up and move to their dream city. Not everyone can afford the lifestyle that you live, and you don't need to move to a different place to find happiness. As someone who moved to a different place to find happiness, you don't find it, you create it. Moving may or may not help you do so, but if you're not trying, you'll never be happy. You don't pay enough attention to our daughter and then wonder why she struggles with behavior issues. She gets the most attention from you when she's acting out. Told him this gently, but it hasn't changed. I do everything. If I ask you to do anything, it's like we are required to fight first. Dishes? Fight. Laundry? Fight. Kids? Fight. Get some groceries? Fight. If I don't do them myself, you call your friend to go with you or come over so you don't have to since you're entertaining a guest. I'm getting fed up with the routine. I work, clean, cook, get the kids ready to school and taken to school and work. Then pick them up, feed them, bathe them, lay them to bed and make sure all is well. You stay on your phone or TV laptop. You work and you make a little more than I do, but it doesn't mean I should have to be a single dad in a marriage. Same here, but I'm the wife, and I work too just like him. Just get a real job. This whole Craigslist selling business crap you've been doing is putting us in a financial bind. I can't keep working 40+ hours a week at the bar while you sit at home playing video games and hoping you sell something that day. I still support your business, but it's not profitable enough to be your only source of income. Also, I hate your ex-wife with a passion and she's a terrible mom. Yo, if he doesn't get a job and face reality fast, he's going to become comfortable being a financial drag. 5 years of this kind of unplanned entrepreneur crap resulted in my wife's friend finally kicking out her husband and getting a divorce. It's fine to be an entrepreneur, but it requires a realistic plan to work. Flipping crap on Craigslist is not scalable and is really better as a hobby. Every single line being sarcastic is not bratty or sexy. It's pretty dang annoying when I ask a straight up question just to get a sarcastic answer back. Then you wonder why I don't respond and walk away. It was cute in the first few flings, but holy crap. I explained to someone who was eternally sarcastic that they were only playing one note. Seemed to change their actions. Like it clicked that it was annoying hearing the same thing all the time and never anything interesting or beyond superficial topics. I wish you would go to therapy and do something to deal with your insecurities and anxiety. I have anxiety too. I struggle with issues of self-worth too. I can't keep reassuring you daily hourly minutely that what you're doing is okay and that I won't leave you. I can't keep managing your daily breakdowns about everything. I can't keep stretching myself to cover the kids' chores work because you can't face it right now. I feel the same. I struggle too and can't afford the therapy. And I know that there are times that you play it up to get me to do things because I have seen you at your worst, your best and everything in between. I know when you're putting it on and I can't call you out on it because you would have a breakdown. My mental health can't get better until you deal with yours because my mental energy goes into keeping you afloat too. Also, stop telling me and others how hard it is to cope when I go downhill and struggle. I know. It doesn't make me feel supported and it feels like you blame me for getting unwell. Try cinema therapy on YouTube. It's entertaining, and I've personally found it really helpful when I'm feeling low. It's not a replacement for therapy, but it's free. That her pizza which is in the oven right now is a vegan one. I bought it by mistake and have put some real cheese on it before putting it into the oven. She would hate it if she knew. She's pregnant and gets angry quickly. I just pray she will not notice the difference. Wish me luck. Just an update in case somebody cares. She noticed. With the first bite she asked me if this was another brand looking at the piece of pizza in her hand. My mind raced. I started to panic, but I played it cool anyway, saying no, it's the same like always. She had another bite, analyzing the taste and finally said, maybe they changed the recipe. It's better now. Every time you refuse to touch me makes me feel so undecided that makes me question how long we will be together, and even if I know your love language is gift giving, this is cute, but it doesn't make me any happy to see you're more willing to buy me things than to actually get intimate with me. You're the only one who's actually standing in the way of your own happiness. You'll have to let go of past hurt, start trusting the people who actually have good intentions, and stop sabotaging every positive thing in your life. Although I love you, I sometimes think you are a large part of why I'm unhappy. All you talk about is any little bad thing that happened to you, even if you previously said that it is what you wanted. The other person might not even be in the wrong and you are, but I can tell you that because you want me to support you. You talk 4 hours about 5 minutes of your day at work where somebody either said something or said something in a way that you didn't like, and now it's all you care about. When you are finally happy, it is only for about 5 minutes until I say something in a way you don't like or a topic you don't like comes up, and then you're upset the rest of the day. Whenever I have something good happen to me, you find something bad that happened to you so I can't have that day to be happy. You did this when I graduated and when I got a new job and when I got a new car. I feel like you don't want me to be happy. All you want me to be is your manservant that makes money and looks pretty. Whoa, this isn't what relationships are supposed to be like, friend. I hope you end up figuring it out. You need to get control of your emotions. Having a crap day at work doesn't excuse you being a miserable B to me for the evening. My wife and I had a rule that she couldn't talk to me for the first 30 minutes after I got home so I could shower and spin down from a job I hated. Worked well for us and kept me from taking my crap job out on her. Just an option. Don't know if it will help. When you said you couldn't care less about my cooking that I've been doing for you for 10 years, because you're perfectly fine with living on sandwiches and fast food, it hurt. When you yelled at me for mentioning my promotion 2 times, because you already told Emmy that, it hurt. When you forgot to let me know you wouldn't come home for a while then got mad at me for being worried, it didn't even hurt anymore. When I told you I hate how all you say is I'd frick you as a romantic thing, you said it's a joke but you keep doing it for a decade now. It killed my libido. When I told you I'd love to go to my fav place and you said go find someone else who'd take you, I kind of gave up. And lastly, my dear, when my friend told me they love my cooking, proud of my workplace achievements, when they messaged me telling me about their day and where they went, solely because they know I like being informed, when they told me how they appreciate me and then fucking took Emmy to my fav place, that's when I realized I have never been loved by you. So that is why you're going to find a nice and empty apartment soon. I would not tell my so this. Not a fan of being yelled at anymore. I have been shown that there is more to being loved than a few empty words. You're strong. You got this. I thought I'd read through this thread and see things I agreed with, like oh your husband does this too. I'm not alone. But instead it made me realize 2 things. 1, our problems aren't bad. They're actually kind of silly. 2, a lot of these complaints could be about me and I have to make a change quick BC I never want him to feel this way. Love that people can use this thread to evaluate and get something out of it, haha. If your mom mentions one more time how they welcomed me into the family even though I'm a different race I shall hit her in the face with a shovel. Damned muppet. My wife tends to be stuck in routines. Anything outside of our routines are a major source of stress to her. Frankly I am becoming very frustrated with it. Our nights consist of making dinner, getting the kids to bed, her watching reruns of The Office or Parks while I surf Reddit. We've been doing that since my daughter was born 4 years ago. I've been pushing to get out of this cycle. Let's get a sitter on a weeknight and go get a burger and a beer. Sex occasionally instead of sitting on the couch all night. I've suggested that we go to the gym as a family a couple times a week. I suggested that we do a board game or Mario Kart night. The idea of breaking out of these routines is exhausting to her and it's super frustrating to me. Worth noting that our nightly routine isn't the only routine she is stuck to. She's big on seasonal routines too. We have to do the same thing every Christmas. We have to do the same crap every Thanksgiving. She has to take the same vacation every freaking year with my in-laws. It sucks because we could be creating our own traditions and our own routines with our family. Being able to drive while being the nice guy does not mean I want to go and chore for everyone you know around town. I come home after a long day at work and I don't get a break. It's sit down for 15 minutes and now I got to go to town or go get this or that or magically there's someone you told them that we can pick them up and you never told me about it but now I'm being volunteered to do so. Only one way to stop this. Say no and mean it. I need more sexual interaction or I'm not sure I can see a future together like I used to. We are too young to be this dry. You are perfect in every other regard and that's why I'm still here. For now, it kills me to even acknowledge this thought because it feels so crappy and shallow. I feel like if we were in our 40s I'd be okay with the situation but I haven't hit 30 yet and I'm not ready to say goodbye to sex. I'm not ready to say goodbye to you either. I don't want to say goodbye. Imagining a world without you hurts, but imagining a future where I resent you even more than I do now hurts even more. You won't be okay with the situation in your 40s either. Get a freaking job please. Or if you don't want a job then you better not say crap when I go back working at the clubs BC that's how I was making my living before and during meeting you. I understand it hurts you but I'm not going to sacrifice my future just for you. I was stable and happy now I'm very unstable living paycheck to paycheck and my crappy job stresses me out. I love you so much but I need to love myself also and make sure I can't take care of myself. I can't take care of both of us financially. Get a freaking job. You are absent in our marriage and absent as a mother. It doesn't matter how much you say you love us if you leave to do literally anything available to do. Nobody buys networking excuses for our business. You choose to socialize over your spending time with your family. It doesn't matter if you don't cheat or would never. I'd almost rather that be the excuse than the reality of you just not wanting to be home. Ever. If you wanted to live life as a 20-something single chick who thinks Sex and the City is based on reality, you should have never married me and had children. And now I'm denied a life with a partner and the kids don't have a mother figure. You've lost so many high-paying great jobs because you couldn't bother to show up there that I had to create a business for you that requires me to do all the work on top of my existing job. You're 44 freaking years old and it's getting embarrassing for you. You think everyone is jealous of our marriage because we have a healthy sex life, smart well-adjusted kids and some money in the bank. But the reality is that people are actually complimenting me for being a one-man show and carrying it with dignity. Your real friends, not your party friends, have pulled me aside and sympathized with me. You got jealous and angry because your friend started helping cart the kids around to activities because you're never around to do so. She's not into me. She feels sorry for me. You haven't seen your daughter play one softball game all year and I also coach the fricking team. But I won't say this. I'll just nod and smile when you brag that you are living your best life. You don't know how far 3 other lives are from living that. When you get old, you will regret about everything you did in your past, assuming, by then, you will develop a sense that could be categorized as some form of regret. Yes, all your issues is due to your untreated NXT. Yes, the stomach issues. Yes, your teeth. Yes, your headaches. Yes, your lack of energy. Yes, every freaking thing, you chihuahua of a woman dart, but goddamn it, I love you and will stay by your side till you're ready to treat it. Chihuahua of a woman is now my favorite phrase. Thank you. That constantly bringing up your ex and past lovers is a turn off. We've been dating a year, I don't care ATP. Even if you are trying to hype me up in a way. Stop talking about other girls. 3. Girlfriend does this and tells me she loves me much more than her ex. While I appreciate her calling me a better guy than him, what happened between them is none of my business and I don't want to hear about him. I constantly tell her this every time she mentions him and she tries telling me how much she hates him right after I told her. I don't want to hear nor do I care about him. An ex now, but whatever. Being unreliable and untrustworthy is not a good personality trait. Stop acting like it's quirky. It is not. It is downright deplorable when you pull that crap during a relationship. I just don't want to have sex with you anymore. Our physical relationship is awful. I don't get what I want. The little sex we have is completely on your terms and it's not passionate or good anymore. I don't want a different person or a different relationship. I love you. I don't ever want to spend my life with anyone else. I just want to be physically satisfied once in a while. Sometimes on the way home, after I grab 2 fast food meals, I'll eat some of her fries and some of mine to make it look like that's how much was put there. I got vaccinated. It's my decision, not yours. Stop trying to guilt trip me every time it comes up. I'm tired of hearing the stupid, baseless nonsense. I didn't turn magnetic. I didn't turn into a werewolf. I didn't turn into a magnetic werewolf. My arm was sore for a day. That was it. I didn't turn into a magnetic werewolf. That sucks. Ex-girlfriend, but at the time, the fact that no one in your life knows about me feels bad. Like you're ashamed of me. My ex-boyfriend had an obsession with Egypt and covered his whole apartment in Egyptian-themed decor. He has a straight-up mummy sarcophagus in his living room. I freaking hated his apartment, it was so tacky and ugly. I would have never dared to say that to his face though. This sounds like an episode of Seinfeld, like a guy Elaine would accidentally end up dating. Ex now, but you will never achieve those dreams of yours if you don't actually start doing any of them instead of just talking about how you are going to do them someday. Don't be all upset when someone else gets to write a TV show series you want to write. They worked hard to get to that point, probably working some crummy job just like you while also writing in their spare time. Stop napping all day and start goddamn creating. Not your ex, but honestly this is what I had to hear. Thank you. I need to actually go and do the stuff I want to, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I love you, but I hate you for how you treated me years ago. You cheated on me. I know you did, but I was too weak and loved you too much to push it any further past an argument. I hate myself for staying, but I hate the fact that you just moved on from it, like it doesn't matter, and that we don't have trust issues. I love you. I hate you. I need a freaking therapist. I can't be at everything and still be an effective provider. There has to be a balance. So, when I have to miss the occasional family function, I miss maybe 1 or 2 events out of 10-15 weekly events. Please stop making me feel bad by laying on the guilt trip for days. Now that I have typed this out, I might as well have the talk. Wish me luck. My ex now, so I can't say it, though I wouldn't have anyway. However, the extended periods of silent treatment were always way more about punishing me than needing space away, and I always knew it. When you took that space, you never ended up feeling better, and the situation never improved because you took away all chances of us talking things through logically. Instead, you rejected me and pushed me away and felt validated and safe because you had the power and control. Yet ultimately miserable because I was around to talk to, give attention or hype you up. When the silent treatment stopped making me anxious, you dumped me because it hurt you and you felt like you didn't have the control. You don't need to manipulate people or control how they feel to keep them in your life. You don't have to push people away because of your perceived opinions and thoughts, or before they have a chance to remove themselves. You don't give yourself any chances, and in doing so you leave an endless trail of hurt people behind you. You are such an amazing person in so many ways, but you need to learn to treat yourself and other people better. The constant hocking up a hairball throat clearing sound is disgusting and rude. I've asked several times for him to take some sinus meds, but he still does it constantly and loud. I was actually 2 aisles away from him in a store and heard him clear as day making the hocking sound, and several people were grossed out around me. I need help with the laundry dishes cleaning. Yeah, you make more money, but I work just as many hours. I'm tired and stressed out. The chores distribution shouldn't have literally anything to do with money brought in, unless it's him suggesting he get a maid. Seriously though, if you work the similar hours, it's totally the expectation that chores are an even split. I'd be really pushing that one if it were me. I wasted almost a decade waiting for you to grow up so we could get married and have kids. I broke up with you when I realized it was never going to happen. Not for me anyway. And I live in constant fear that you'll do it for someone else and I'll end up old and alone and bitter. The worst part is that I know it's all my fault for dating you for the man you could be instead of the man you are. It's not too late to get back into the dating scene. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.